Lifestart Services was established in 2011 to deliver the Lifestart Growing Child Programme and home visitation service to the parents of children living in County Donegal. The service is offered as a county-wide targeted service supported by an early intervention and prevention dimension aimed at first-time parents. The service delivery model makes the Lifestart Programme and home visitation service available to the parents of vulnerable at-risk children referred by social work and other health and social care professionals, and this is supported by a progressive universal model delivered to all first-time parents in the county referred through the Public Health Nurse Service.
My name is Kate Donnelly. I'm the Regional Manager with Lifestart Supporting Parents, and we cover the region of Sligo, Leitrim and West Cavan. There's 13 people employed in the project, and we have 3 separate offices, 2 in Leitrim and 1 in Sligo, and it's really to manage the family visitors, the work that they do, manage and support them to deliver the Growing Child Programme and other programmes to parents of children under 5 in the region.
My name is Mary Holmes and I am the project coordinator for Lifestart Shipping Ourselves and Our Children. The programme runs over the whole northwest of Ireland, so the Lifestart Services in County Donegal, the Sligo Family Support Centre for Sligo and Leitrim. Then we would have other partners then in Northern Ireland and County Tyrone and up in County Down also.
Family visitors go into people's houses and go through the development booklet. We call them issues every month, just to chart each child's development through play, through singing, through dancing, and really just not only to support child development but to support the parent as well. We also offer sessional interventions, which is going in where parents need just a little bit more help, a bit more support, and that can range from 6 weeks to however long a parent actually needs the support. And we also do play sessions in places like the direct provision centres.
The primary purpose of Lifestart Services is to produce better child development outcomes by making available to parents evidence-based knowledge and information on how young children develop and learn, through the provision of parent education, child development information, modelling good parental practice and intensive parenting and family support to those most in need. Lifestart Services works across the continuum of need from level 1, which is universal, to level 4, which is children with acute needs, including those in need of protection.
Shaping Ourselves and Our Children, it's actually a really innovative programme in that it brings together, for the first time as far as we know anywhere in the world, child development and an understanding of diversity also. So it brings together the 2 areas. It helps raise awareness in parents and grandparents that it's what happens in the home that actually shapes our children for the world outside. It shapes how their children or our children see themselves, how they see their families and how they see others in society. So not alone does what happens in the home shape emotional and social development, it also shapes how we are towards others.
It's really about bringing parents together, grandparents together, to look at how we shape our children from our own belief system, from what we think about other people and how we create the other or the sense of the other. It's really about breaking down barriers, that people are human across the board, we have so many commonalities, and that's to be celebrated and not to be feared. It's really about bringing a bit of joy and fun and celebration into diversity.
What we do is we would run the programme out in community centres or family resource centres. We've done it in schools, so we would contact the places where parents congregate or grandparents would congregate. So the programme would run over 4 days. For the first 3 days, parents would come together and it would be co-facilitated by 2 facilitators. So they would look at topics around child development. So we would look at the theory of attachment and bonding, we would look at behaviour, we would look at esteem, confidence within our children, and then we would actually do workshops around different things that has shaped us, to try and help parents understand that we actually are a product of how we were brought up as children. We draw on how we were parented to parent ourselves, and sometimes we carry on things that we are totally unaware of, and that can not alone be our attitudes to how children behave and how children should do things, but also how children see and be around others. It brings that sense of social connection. And during normal times, it was a lovely platform for not alone for the group of parents or grandparents to socially and emotionally connect. It also raised that awareness that actually this is what we're doing in our homes. We're allowing our children, we as families are socially and emotionally connecting also. And by understanding then that what happens in our communities, what happens in our homes is actually the building blocks, it's the foundations for what happens in our communities. On day 4 then, we bring the children and the parents together and we look at the importance of interactive play. To embrace diversity, sometimes we have to check our own biases and our own prejudice. So that's kind of what the programme is about, and it's just building on the strengths of parents and grandparents and just gently raising awareness that, you know, sometimes we can be doing things that's totally, you know, we're just totally unaware of.
We have such a diverse communities, new communities coming to Ireland. And we've also had the travelling community who have been with us forever. And I think it's really about challenging discrimination. That if your child, that what comes out of our mouths as parents will come out of our children's mouths in schools and in the playground. And the outworkings of racism and discrimination are pretty serious for people who are at the receiving end of it. So I think it's about trying to make, maybe in its simplest terms, it's about creating a kinder society where everyone is valued. If you look at children when they're playing, very young children, they don't see colour, they don't see they don't look at other people's cultures. All they see is a human being in front of them. It's another kid. So what happens to those children who grow up to hold very alarming racist views, and people think they're not racist, but there's always the but, you know. The thing that really is payback for facilitators too, is payback for the whole project program, is that when you see the relationships developing amongst a diverse group in front of you, that people start talking to each other at that very human level.
I have seen how it impacts on parents, I've seen how it impacts on grandparents. I've actually seen how it impacts on our facilitators who would come from, they either come from a child development background or a community development background. It's all based on the strengths of the parents. We're not telling them anything that they probably don't already know. Like, I have never met a parent that doesn't want their best for their child. Sometimes we just don't know the best way of going about it. I would equate it to, like, if you are a gardener and someone gives you this little magic bit of dust, this little magic dust that helps you put it to your children or help your children see it in a slightly different light. That's all you're doing. That the outcomes are actually so much more positive, and that's it. You're looking at the amazing work the parents are doing already. You're just giving them that little bit of extra magic dust to just help that parenting journey along its way. This is effectively how SOOC came about. It was the real understanding of a need for bringing child development and diversity together, because the two go hand in hand. There was one group of parents that worked with a couple of our facilitators, Charlene and Kat, and at the end of it, they came up with this strap: if you think you aren't prejudiced, well, you really need to go SOOC yourself.
During 2020, we continued to support the parents of over 700 children and had to adapt our service to meet the demands COVID-19 placed on families. A county-wide appeal was issued for clothes, food, baby equipment and toys. The service also set up a GoFundMe page, and with the assistance of the Donegal Children and Young People Services Committee, we raised over €10,000. This fund was made available to all services, statutory and community, to purchase essential items for families such as heating oil, electricity, coal, food vouchers and much more. Clothes were delivered to 518 children and 120 adults. Food was delivered to 572 families. Baby equipment, toys, etc. were delivered to 384 families. 232 sensory packs were delivered to children with intellectual or physical disabilities, and 157 art packs were delivered out to children. To date, 1,754 children have benefited from our fund and also from the appeals we sent out.
When the pandemic hit, we were devastated, quite literally, because the programme had taken on such momentum. We were going into March and we had programmes lined up all over counties Donegal, Sligo, Leitrim, and of course in Northern Ireland as well. And it is about coming together. It's about social and emotional connection. And when we couldn't do that, well, initially we thought, right, we're going into lockdown, 6 weeks time we'll go back to the drawing board. So during the lockdown, so many people were trying to juggle work, they were trying to juggle homeschooling, this whole new way of doing things, that we thought, right, we'll just run a weekly interactive parent at home sessions. So what we did, we would suggest an activity for parents to do on a Monday and then ask them to work together as a family, take photographs. Now, it was all around fun play.
We've tried to be as innovative as possible in creating new ways of supporting. We're using phone calls, obviously, would be the main one. Some people prefer to text or email. We post out the issues to people and follow up them with a phone call or a Zoom call or FaceTime or WhatsApp FaceTime. We're also offering like baby feeding support groups online through Zoom, which we advertise extensively through our Facebook page, through the social media. And we also started rolling out just a a virtual drop-in morning for parents to just come into us into a Zoom session once a week to talk about anything. It's really just to have that human connection. The value of what we do is sitting down with the parent, and it's only when you're with someone for so long that they can actually start opening up a bit to develop that trusting relationship with you. As we all know, phone calls are fine, but it's actually someone's presence, that listening skills that you employ. So it's very important to actually be there with the parent. It's
a fantastic program. I'm really humbled and honoured to be part of it. It's a privilege. It's a privilege. I really feel like I'm standing on the saying when you stand on the shoulders of giants, but I really feel I'm standing on the shoulders of some amazing people who have brought this program together, and I'm the one that's leading it out for them. So it's just a wonderful, wonderful privilege.